What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel once again. New video. So I tried recording this earlier. There was no sound. Didn't know. I had to take off, and I jammed, and then I said, let me check out how the video is doing. I check, and then I see the comments. I said, let me see. I see there's some comments, right? I said, let me check the comments. No sound. Mum's the word. I said, oh, damn. So here I am again. This time, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more of the interview, but I'm going to bounce around a little bit. Hopefully you guys don't mind. I wrote down a few different minute marks. Got my pen right here. Yes, it's a red pen. No, Bozo, I'm not signed to Goldtoes. Just kidding. Bozo hates me. But we're going to get right to this, man. Let me blow this up for me. We're gonna get right into this. This is Bootleg Kev. Bootleg Kev did a interview with Baldacci, the face of LA, and it's called Baldacci on linking with Goldtoes, Lefty Gunplay, battling diabetes, Bozo, rap cattle. Oh, wrong one. I almost hit the wrong button. Anyhow, I'm gonna start at rap cattle. I'm gonna bounce around. I did watch the whole video. I don't want to make this too long. It's a 43-minute interview, or 45, I think. But I do want to get to some of the points. So let's just get straight into it. Let's go.
Okay, you just dropped a new song, new video that's got a lot of people talking. Rap cattle.
Rap cattle, man.
It was a beast too.
What motivated you to put this out?
So I'm chill. I'm humble. I'm relaxed, dog. I do keep my ear to the street and see what's going on. I've seen a lot of people, slandering, dragging my name through the mud, due to the fact that I pulled up to Goldtoes' video that he shot in LA. Met the dude. I pulled up uninvited, like I told certain people.
Let's pause for a second. Let's take that in. So Goldtoes came. He went to LA, came to Southern California, went to LA, and he was doing a music video. And Baldacci said, man, let me go over there and introduce myself. That was it. Harmless, right? And to me, that's a boss move, right? And it turned into a headache for Goldtoes. It turned into the whole narrative, man, that we saw from a certain individual. But let's keep going.
That I pulled up uninvited. I did. John will tell you himself that I pulled up. Nobody invited me. I just went on my own. Go show face. I did. I met the dude. We exchanged numbers. He was a humble cat, bro. Goldtoes was definitely a very humble individual. Told me, we communicated a little bit there. Basically took it a little further, communicated off that situation, off that video. And, everybody's for some reason assuming that I signed to Goldtoes.
Right.
Which I'm not signed to Goldtoes. Everybody assuming that I'm just like a northerner now, dog.
Imagine that. From one of the biggest, most notorious barrios around. You got big old F13. And yeah, it's a trip, man. To try to make insinuations like that when someone is actually in that neighborhood, moving around in that neighborhood, and that neighborhood has very deep connections. But we'll start to see certain things as this interview goes.
But I'm from up there, like, nah, we got good communication, we got respect, it's mutual. It's a mutual thing. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, I'm not signed to Goldtoes. I'm signed to Civic Entertainment. I'm signed to the Effort Music. I'm signed to my neighborhood for life. You know what I'm saying? That's me. And so that's what it was, though. Basically, people dragging my name through the mud. Oh, he's this, he's that, because he linked up with this person. They start putting up, and like I said, I'm not signed to him. We took like some pictures, fucking whatever. Anyway, we did a little business on a song, whatnot, and now everybody's just assuming this and assuming that, and I was over it, bro.
And so he came in and he put the smack down. He did. And he could have gone a lot harder. I think he was just basically reminding people like, hey, here I am. I heard you, and it could get worse. So You could tell he's a humble dude, man. Hopefully, well, I don't want to say nothing.
I could only be humble for so long and just keep hearing people try to drag my name through the mud. So I came and aired them out. You know what I'm saying? I had to. That's why I named it that. Rap Cattle, air them out.
Well, it's not my place to like get into the politics of whatever.
Right.
Yeah, for people who don't know, obviously, if you're watching this and you're not from California, there's prison politics that are in play between Northern California, Southern California that have gone on for years and years and years and years. Right. It's no secret who you represent. It's on your face.
Right.
But I also for me, it's like you guys are both grown ass man
with a stretched www.
Right. So it's like I know Goldtoes to be a stand-up dude, a stand-up businessman.
A businessman. He's not pushing no north south thing. I don't know Goldtoes. I don't know any of these individuals, but from the outside looking in, I see Goldtoes as a businessman. I heard his interview. He did an interview on American Cholo, and he talked about hustling as a youngster. And he's a hustler. He's a businessman. He has things in place to help Raza blow up. Unfortunately, a lot of these dudes are pushing an agenda that really makes no sense. And it's one of those things, man, where, I don't know Goldtoes, but he's offered, some opportunities, and it seems like, or at least I'm assuming behind the scenes, people know that they could probably reach out and there would be an opportunity to do something, to line something up, to make a bag. But I don't think, people don't leave that opportunity out there forever. So I don't know. Let's keep going, man.
One of the coolest cats you ever meet in your life.
Definitely, I agree.
And you're also the same.
By the way, this guy with Baldacci, no disrespect to Baldacci, but a lot of what he's gonna have to say, I'm gonna bounce around a few different places. I was already supposed to, but I just let it play a little bit. I think I just heard Baldacci said his name is John. I don't know, so I'm just gonna say his homie. But I like what he has to say. To me, this is the flip side of Big Tone. Big Tone came down and he was on No Jumper, and he gave a very respectful interview on No Jumper. And I feel like this is the same type of thing. That and this is what we should want our rappers to aspire to do in an interview. Keep it professional, keep it about business, and save all the tough talk and, threatening people 5 hours away. It just does. It's a horrible look, man.
In way, man. Like, and so I guess for me, it's like, what, the cycle of the segregation of where you're from in California, from outside, again, it's not I can't speak on the actual finality of it.
And nobody's really supposed to speak on it. It's just not something that we speak on the internet. But these dudes are comfortable speaking about things on the internet because they ain't plugged in. They ain't never been to no yard. They start podcasts and use these things to build their platform.
Now, the only thing, like, I like a lot of what he has to say. The guy's speaking right now. I like a lot of what he has to say. This part, because he's saying podcasts, right? And that they're not connected, if they've never been on those yards. I'm assuming, I wish he would have clarified, but it is what it is. I'm assuming he's talking about platforms like No Jumper, where No Jumper's allowing these dudes to come on, and he has an agenda. It's what I've spoken about for a long time now, right? Because as far as like a lot of the Raza YouTubers, there's not a lot of them that have been on level 4s, but most of them have been to prison. So I'm assuming this is more directed at No Jumper.
But they don't even know what they're getting into. They don't know what they're talking about. If they want to be real, the program is the program. The program is not something you're supposed to.
This part, let me back that up a second. Or I can't from here. This part, to me, it seems like is directed more to a certain rapper, not a podcaster. When he's talking about right here, the program is a program. and listen to what he has to say about that.
Supposed to talk about. But the program is we had peace with them dudes. There ain't no beef with them dudes. We gangbang on the streets. Our enemies are in our section, just like their enemies are in their section. So if there's different neighborhoods up there that represent the same thing we do in that section, yeah, they're probably gonna beef. And when they're on the streets, they're gonna keep beefing because that's their enemies. Them dudes ain't our street enemies, bro. Like they ain't our enemies out here.
Hours away.
And I've spoken about that a bunch of times, that it's like cell soldiering if you were in jail. And like this guy says, man, you know, I really trip out on how in the comment section I'll see like I talked about in the big tone reaction I did, right? The comment section was a joke, man. It was embarrassing. You had dudes from Southern California or portraying themselves to be from Southern California, disrespecting the Northern dudes portraying themselves to be from Northern California, disrespecting the Southern dudes. And I'm like, these can't be grown men, first of all. Second of all, they can't have really done any time. Like it's a horrible look. But then when you have someone like, and I'm going to say it, when you have somebody like Bozo get on and every time he's yelling out disrespectful stuff or he's talking about we don't need them and they have nothing for him and this and that. It's like this dude says, anyone who's really trying to push that prison mentality out here and live by prison rules, you can't talk about them. You can't disrespect them. You can't pick and choose which prison rules you're going to live by. Hopefully you don't take naps during the day. Your mattress is rolled. If you got a California King, good luck. I do. Good luck rolling that damn mattress up all day. Keeping your boots on. Anytime you hear a noise outside your door, even if it's your front door, it's your house, you better be out that window looking out there to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many rules to prison. Don't pick and choose. Just go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really want to live by prison rules, go to prison. You don't want to do that.
So what you're essentially saying is like it's a prison thing, right? So,
and if they want to run that prison agenda, the agenda dictates that we ain't got no beef with them dudes. We programming with them dudes, and it's all respect to them dudes. So that's how we gonna carry ourselves out here. We ain't we stay out of shit. We just run. We do our own thing, but we always respect where you know what it is, and without having to go on the internet and explain ourselves or talk about the shit. We run the program that we were taught and that we're comfortable with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, like that is one thing because I just had.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip. Let me get up here. And I shouldn't even have blew this up. My bad, you guys. Bear with me because I don't want to do the whole. It would take too long. So I'm gonna skip ahead right about here, and let's get back to it.
Done or live.
And a lot of what it is,
like you have, you know,
a lot of what it is that a lot of the real ones ain't out there on the internet all day.
Right.
The ones that are on the internet all day are them types of dudes. The types of dudes that they're internet bangers, or they want to make their name off of street, you know, going ons in politics on their podcasts. And so they get to push this narrative because they're comfortable talking about these things on the internet. So all these little youngsters are thinking that these fake generals are the ones.
That right there, like the youngsters say, that part. You know, I'm a square now. You know, I lived that life for the majority of my life. I killed for my neighborhood. You know, I've done time. I've sacrificed. You know, all the shit that goes with being in that lifestyle I've done, right? And, you know, I had to come to the cold conclusion that it was a waste of time. And all I did was hurt people constantly, right? But one thing that I trip out on, there's only one person that calls himself the Southside General. And as far as the raza from Southern California, there is no ranking system. For a person to call themselves a Southside General, I think that's a very, very dangerous thing to do. There are people that could take offense to that, and those are the type of people that you do. I don't give a fuck where you're from and where you don't want to offend those people. Period. You can think you're tough till they come. They ain't gonna knock on the door. Believe that. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of youngsters, and that's what he's gonna talk about. I don't want to cut him off. Let's see what he has to say.
Ones that are really plugged in and what they're saying is right, when in reality he's teaching them to go against the grain. These dudes are teaching them to oh, I feel this way, so I don't care what's going on over there. I'm gonna do this. They ain't gonna go to these yards and tell these dudes, I don't want to run with the program.
Nope.
They're gonna get ran over, bro. Like
That's a true story, and that goes back to picking and choosing. The politics is picking and choosing, right? And then trying to act like you really are living that life. Look, I'm gonna say a word. I don't like to use the word. I trip out when I hear dudes that are rappers call themselves sureños. I'm like, damn, do they really understand? Do they understand the definition? Like, that's something earned in there for certain things that you do. Not things that you're supposed to be doing, but things that you go out of your way to do for certain people. And you earn a certain title, but you also obligate yourself to that there. Guys that have earned that label and have chosen that path, they're not in a recording studio. You know, and no knock on nobody else, and we'll get back to the video. But I remember being schooled a long time ago when I was in prison. Don't identify yourself by no tattoos. Don't put tattoos on you that you know the Buddhas are looking for. All that does is get you slammed down. And what you're going to do back here with everybody else. Let how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, how you speak, how you interact, your professionalism, let that identify who you are. The work you do, let that identify who you are and what you represent. Don't put no tattoos, and don't say, oh, I'm this, you're that. Damn, I don't know, homie, because them vatos just, they prove it by what they do, how they conduct themselves and how they carry themselves. But anyways, man, yeah, it is something that since I've been out here, I trip out when I hear rappers identify themselves as that, or, you know, anybody in the entertainment industry. I'm like, damn, that's a trip. You know, I don't know where they got their schooling, but it is what it is.
That's the way it works.
Facts.
So they're teaching they've got the attention from all these youngsters, and they're schooling them wrong. They're pointing them in the wrong direction. And it just came to a time where somebody had to put it to a stop. And they kept mentioning my boy's name, and it was time to put it to a stop.
I mean, if you don't mind me, I only thing I seen that I think you and I talked about was I saw Bozo put up something, and I'm cool with Bozo. You know, I like Bozo's music. I think he's a solid dude. Like, I've interviewed him, hung out with Bozo. I talked to him, you know, a few times a year. But I saw what he had posted about the Goldtoes thing.
Oh, I know.
Body didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm blocked on his page. So
Okay.
She's funny. Look at the way he's laughing. He blocked you? Don't talk to me. That shit is funny, eh? Why? You should always have a line of communication open. You know, and that's just another thing. It trips me out. Like, look, let me let you guys in on something. Knowledge is power, right? In prison, like these dudes that conduct themselves as though they've been to serious places in prison. Listen, in prison, if you're in a very serious place, if somebody offends you, the last thing you want to do is broadcast that. If you decide that you're not going to fuck with somebody no more, don't let him know. You know. See, if he knows you ain't fucking with him, you gave him knowledge. You gave him power. Nah. What you do is you conduct yourself the same way you did every day, but you know in your mind, I ain't fucking with this dude. Huh? But you utilize what you can. At least that's the way it is in there, right? Why would I let you know that I know you're a clown, that I know you're a liar, that I know you're not that. Because I could probably utilize you down the line. I need you to think I'm believing everything you say. But I figured you out and I realized it ain't that, right? So why would Bozo block him and let him know like we ain't cool? That's foreign to me. Like if it's really a problem, fuck blocking him, handle the problem. But I mean, I'm not condoning violence. I'm just like, for someone who's, anyways, man, I don't want to get into it.
I didn't see it. Some people send it to me. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I looked at it and laughed only because it says if you're signed to GT Distribution. I'm not signed to GT Distribution.
Right.
So I mean, as at the end of the day, I don't know if you're speaking to me, but if you are, I mean, hey, like, you know, he called me, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Bozo called me and tried to tell me, oh, you know, what happened, what took place. I explained to him. I pulled up there, you know, I talked to homeboy, I met him, showed face, you know, but he went and did a interview somewhere. I don't know what it was on. I don't know if it was Camcom or what was this?
Probably Cam Capone.
Yeah, something. So he did an interview or whatnot, and you know, they posted up a certain clip of certain things he was saying, and it just went on from there. But
I'll be honest, man. My hat's off to Baldacci. This is a very humble dude, man. I know if I was still in my own mindset and I get a phone call and a dude's like, "Hey, Owens, why'd you go and do that?" Hopefully, I would have laughed. Like, the fuck? Who the fuck are you? What you mean? Who are you? You know, that used to be a something I made sure I did in the past. Are you somebody that I need to know about? You gotta make sure people remember their position, what part they play in things. You can't allow someone to think they're a whole lot bigger. Do that with people that believe it, but somebody that knows better, come on, homie. It's that Wes Watson shit. And I'm not saying just Bozo, I'm saying in general. But it is funny, man, that he blocked him. Like, communicate, man. Let's skip a little bit. Let's go. Let me see. About right here.
that's the only thing that I could really tell you.
Stay in school.
That's it, bro.
This part has to do with what advice would he have for youngsters? What advice would they have for youngsters, man? And I wanted to make sure I involved this.
Good job, take care of your family. That's really the right way. And then most of these people ain't gonna sit there and tell you that because they want you to be, you know, part of their thickness in you know, the mind. It's just like, to me, I feel like people are so brainwashed, you know what I mean? And it's like you brainwash so many people to be, you know, negative, that it's like, don't sit there and act like you're a positive person when you got all these people believing the negativity. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
how you gonna do both? You can't do both. You gotta pick and choose. You're gonna either be
A beacon of light, someone who's positive,
or a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not no in between. There's not no, oh, I'm gonna way out and try to do good on Sundays when it's the day to go to church, and then Monday through Friday I'm gonna be a heathen. Like, you know.
Yeah. So I just wanted you guys to hear what he had to say about that. But let's get to this right here. Hold on. 1535. We could start here.
Yeah.
Too many hidden
and
agendas.
too many of the dudes that are actually out here rapping, the resume don't hold up.
Too many people that are rapping, their resume just doesn't hold up. That's why you gotta be careful what you look. Since the 80s, you know, with the gangster rap, when the West Coast started pushing that gangster rap, I think we all knew, those of us that were really in the streets living that type of lifestyle, we knew the dudes rapping are kind of like the WW. Now it's WWE. We used to say WWF. We should be like, man, they're like WWF, Holmes. It's just it's a character. It's a suit they're putting on. Maybe they did it at one point, but once you start rapping, I mean, shit, you're rapping, right? And you know, I think people, especially Raza, because there's so much behind the scenes when it comes to raza, when you're trying to say you're from a barrio and you've done this, this, and that, it's easy for raza to find out. It's a phone call away, you know. And if they're telling tall tales, but people are able to make them phone calls and be like, hey, who is this vato? Oh, what? Oh, okay, gracias. You lose all credibility. And with the raza, they're so easy, so not easy. They're so quick to tear each other down that you shouldn't want to get in the rap game with tall tales. Just rap. It's all it is. It's rap. It's hip hop. It's not the barrio. It's not the joint. Just rap.
They're talking about things that don't. There's no backing for it. So eventually they slip up and they crash. And if we already see that, we can't associate with these people, even if they're coming up, because I know you about to crash. I ain't gonna be on that boat when you sink.
Right.
Oh, so it's. I think we just need more homies that are taking it seriously. More dudes that are in the booth perfecting their pen. And
now I want people to listen to this. This is actually going at Lefty right here. This last part, and we're gonna end it on that. But it's not only Lefty. Listen to what they got to say about when you have this opportunity, don't fuck it up. Really take it on and get the most you can out of it. Because everybody knows the spotlight don't stay on you for long in that industry.
Instead of just riding the wave and putting out the most trash music that you can listen to. Like, you gotta, if this is what you want to do, perfect that pen. Like, this is hip hop, bro. Like, at the end of the day, this is hip hop. You gotta come with something that people can actually get behind and support.
Or we're gonna continue to be made fun of.
Exactly.
People are gonna continue making fun of us as a whole, because they're not saying, "Oh, look at that one artist." They're like, "Man, these fools are." That's how they look at it, you know. And
especially when the dude that's getting the most attention at whatever specific time, the music just don't hold up. So of course they're gonna be like, "Ah."
And then this is when, we know right there he's talking about Lefty, but he's talking about anybody in that gets it. But right now, Lefty's on fire, and Kev is gonna make sure we know.
All of them sound like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's. We just need more representation of solid dudes.
Shout out to Coyote, man.
Coyote. Shout out both them
boys. Some beasts,
them
man.
boys is
doing it the right way.
Yes.
No, for sure. We're supposed to get on something real soon too.
They're hard as fuck. Yeah, and they can rap their ass off, man.
Them fools is on some other shit, you know. And it's like those are the people that the machine needs to be behind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Big money needs to go behind them type of artists. Scheme.
Look at that. Look at that. He's not saying, these dudes aren't saying, nah, Baldacci's got to be next and Baldacci should be doing this. And nah, they're actually saying, hey, the machine should be putting the money behind these other dudes, man. These dudes can rap. I respect that right there.
Scheme's a monster, man. Shout out to my boy Westmont Scheme. Like, he's a monster, dog. Like, those are, you know, you hear them. Tres is dope, dog. Tres, have you heard Tres? Tres he's a good dude, dog. Like, we got a lot of good dudes that can rap. Solid homies that can rap, you know what I mean?
All right, got to stop the interview to tell you about our folks at Blue.
We're not do that. We're not doing no ads. I guess we'll go ahead and just end it. I was gonna wait until it gets to Lefty, but we'll go ahead and just end it there. I apologize for the sound problems earlier. Hopefully, we don't have that again right now. I want to get this video out to you. I think I'm gonna do another video on the other channel. As soon as this is uploaded, I might go to the other channel. The best channel. I got to do something over there. I think I have something in mind. But everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. And let me know in the comments what you think about this interview and this video. Make sure you go and watch the whole video. Bootleg Kev, man. I'm out.